Hello everyone, welcome back to another video and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here on this corner of the internet, my name is Bia and I'm a Portuguese illustrator. Today I thought I could film a different video from you, like a more sit down and chilled kind of video where I could talk a little bit more with you. So I asked on Instagram if you could write the assumptions about me or any questions that you might want to ask me. I think this is going to be a super fun video to record and I hope it's going to be a fun video for you to watch as well. Normally do more studio vlogs and tutorials, but I feel like this kind of sit down talking videos are really nice to get to know the person behind the camera. And I've been reading like the assumptions as you were sending me and you guys were super sweet, so thank you so much for all the assumptions and questions. So let's begin. I have my phone over here and the first ones that I'm going to read are the ones you left me on the YouTube community page. So yeah, let's begin. I'm really excited, as you can see. So I won't be saying any names or anything because I don't know if you want to keep this anonymous or not. Leave your name in the comments and identify your assumption about me if you want to. So the first one was, I think you are a jolly and outgoing person, but you also seem to worry a lot. Yes. Like, I have an easy laugh, like I laugh very easily and I can socialize very easily, but I need to be comfortable with the people that I'm socializing, otherwise I'll be awkward and quiet. But yeah, I worry a lot about everything, like everything that goes out of my control. It's a constant worry for me and yeah, I do worry a lot. This is super true. I think you could also be a perfectionist. Well, I think I kinda am, but I'm not as well. Like over the years I started to realize and get to know me very well, so I kinda know what my limits are. Tend to know very well what my limits are for a certain job or a certain illustration or stuff like that. Like I'm talking regarding business but also regarding life. So I'm kind of a perfectionist because I try to get everything as best as I can, but I think knowing your limits will get you to the point where you know you did everything you can and that's the best you can do. So I'm kind of a perfectionist, but I also know my limits, so I won't put that pressure on myself to go over the limits that I know for myself. So yeah, I kind of am, but I don't put that pressure on myself. I don't know if this made any sense. I think you are shy, but actually friendly and nice once you get comfortable with the person. Yeah, as I said before, this is totally true. When I'm starting to get to know each other, I'm awkward and quiet and I don't really know what to say. I think I am friendly, but yeah, I need to be comfortable with that person, and once I had like a conversation and everything, then I start to be myself, but in the beginning it's always awkward and I overthink a lot about everything that I'm going to say or what I'm going to do. So yeah, I really need to be comfortable so that I can be myself, more outgoing and everything. I think you like R&B, mellow kind of music, but also dances when you're alone. Well, I don't think that could be considered dancing because I'm a very awkward, bad dancer. I can't even be called a dancer. Like, I'm just awkward moving. Like, I can't dance at all. I can't move. I have no rhythm. I have like absolutely no rhythm at all. It can't be considered dancing. It can't be considered awkwardly moving. I think that should be a new kind of thing for people like me. Dance when I'm alone, but like just awkwardly moving, if you know what I mean. But I sing a lot when I'm alone and when I'm doing stuff. I really like to sing, especially when I'm watching Disney movies. So yeah, not so much on the dancing, but more on the singing, maybe because I know even if I'm alone that I can't dance, so I just don't do it at all. And regarding music, like I like all kinds of musics. I kind of like a little bit of everything, but R&B never was my kind of thing. It really depends on the vibe of the music and everything, so but R&B was never really my thing. I think you love sweets. Yes, I do. Too much. I absolutely love cake and chocolates and everything. I like salty things, but sweets have a very special place in my heart, especially when there's chocolate involved. But I don't like chocolate ice cream, which is weird. I don't know why. But yeah, I do love sweets. I assume you were a graphic design major. I didn't finish my degree, but I was there for 2 years. Like when I finished high school, I chose to go to university in design. It wasn't exactly graphic design. It was a course where it was a little bit of graphic design and product design. It was a little bit of everything, but I was only there for 2 years. Normally the courses here in Portugal have 3 or 4 years. That one was a 3 years course, but I didn't finish. I wasn't comfortable there. I wasn't liking it. I was getting almost into a depression, and yeah, it wasn't a fun part of my life. So I just quit the course because it wasn't, I was feeling miserable at the time. I ended up studying conservation and restoration of art, like paintings and sculptures and stuff like that, and I really loved it. I think it's such an interesting field, and more on the investigation part and more on the science part of it. I really loved it. I still like design, but that course wasn't for me, and yeah, it wasn't a really fun part of my life. But yes, I studied it but didn't finish the course. You are around 24 years old. Well, thank you for thinking that I'm younger. I'm 25 right now, and I'll be doing 26th next month. My birthday is on the 18th of February, so I'm almost 26. Now I'll be reading the assumptions and questions that you left on Instagram stories. That were a lot, so these were only some of them. So the first one is a question, and it is: what inspired you to pursue a career as a small business? So the first story is, when I was growing up, I always said that I didn't want to have a business of my own because I think it was just too much pressure for me, and I always said that I would like to have a job that I would work for like 6 to 8 hours and then come home and totally turn off my thoughts about it. But like when I started to work, I always worked like part-time and for just even when I was studying and everything. And I think I realized that even if you have a job that isn't your own, you always come back home worrying about it. So I realized that that part wasn't exactly true. Like, you always come back worrying about something, even if it's not even if you work for someone else, not yourself. I realized that I didn't like the strictness of working for someone else. I talked about toxic productivity last week, but I feel, at least here in Portugal, I can't speak for anyone else. Inside the workplace, there's a lot of toxic productivity. Like, you have to constantly be working and productive and do extra hours. Only like that you'll be like more valuable for the company and stuff like that. And I really didn't like that mindset. It wasn't like an idea that I formed that I wanted to do. It was a thing that I realized over time as I started to work for others, that I wanted to have the freedom to have my own timings, have my own schedules, being able to stop when I wasn't feeling like I should be working and when I wasn't feeling productive, or something was affecting me, or I don't know. I wanted that freedom of being able to control my days and my hours, not feeling the pressure of someone overlooking your shoulders. I want to being able to stop and relax and take the day as I need it to be, because I can, because I control what I do, and yeah, everything basically, because I'm my own boss. So yeah, I think that was the biggest reason. And also in terms of creativity, you can just basically do whatever you want. If you are not doing client work or stuff like that, you can be drawing, you can be creating products, and not feeling like drawing, you can use your day to do something else. So it's not so strict, and I really like that. So I don't know if that answered your question. I think it was a little bit all over the place, but yeah, it was basically to being able to control my day a little bit better. And the second assumption is you are a very sensitive person. Yes, I get affected very easily, like with very small things, but I also get very cold very easily if I get hurt. And I think that's one of the biggest flaws on myself. Like, I have a very hard time forgiving someone. So if someone hurts me or if they do something wrong with me, like that sensitive part of me, the way that I protect myself, it's to turn off that person off my mind and off my life, and I get cold very easily with someone that hurt me. So yeah, I can be very sensitive but very cold at the same time, but I think that's just a mechanism of your own self to protect that sensitive part of yourself, I think. And okay, the next one is you're 25 and messy. I don't know if this should be like related with each other or not, but yes, I'm 25, almost 26, as I said before, and I can be a little bit messy. I don't know. Yeah, I like, especially in the workplace, I like everything to be neat and organized. That's the only way I can work. But like more personally, I don't mind like leaving the dishes to wash on the next day if I'm feeling tired and I want to go to the couch. I don't know if that counts as messy or not. But yeah, regarding that part, yeah, maybe. Other one is you are an introvert. Yes, I am. It's really hard for me to get comfortable in like social things, like if I don't know person or something like that, or if I'm not totally comfortable. Even if I'm comfortable, like in the beginning, it's always awkward for me to start a conversation and being with people. And yeah, I really like to be at my own, and like I like to socialize and I like to be with people, but I really love being by myself and with my own thoughts. You are very attached to personal, lovable things like your car and stuff like that. Well, I am and I'm not. Like, I'm very attached to my car because it was the first thing that, like, a big thing that I bought with my own money, and that kind of things I'm most attached to. So, but I'm not really attached to things. I'm more attached to places and the memories that they have. I'm very attached to places like this, my parents' house and my house, because of the memories attached to it, but I was never really connected to things like clothes and stuff like that, just things that have a bigger meaning to me. And another one is very patient person who waited for uploading videos in coffee shops. If you don't know this, before having a better internet, my internet was super slow. It would take me like 30 hours to upload a video on YouTube. Now it takes like 5 minutes, but before that I would put the video on my laptop. I would drive to a coffee house near the studio and I would wait there for the video to upload in like half an hour. So yeah, this is true. but I'm not very patient. It depends on the subjects, I think. And another one that I have here is, even though you love traveling, you enjoy the coziness of your home. This is really, really, really true. I love traveling. It's one of my biggest passions, especially like budget travel and backpacking and everything. I can't wait for all of this to be over and that I could pack up my backpack and go to Southeast Asia to discover some place I've never been. Yeah, I really enjoy the coziness of my home, and it took me a really long trip on Southeast Asia. It was like 4 months to realize that I didn't want to live anywhere else but my hometown and my country and everything, because it's not just the coziness of your home. As I said, I'm an introvert and I like to be like at my own place with my own thoughts and the place that I'm most comfortable, but I also really like to be close to the persons that are most close to me and that I love. So it's not just about the coziness of your home, but also being close to the people you love the most. And if I'm constantly traveling and not here, I'll be losing a lot more than I would earn with traveling. So it's like a mixture of both. I like to go and explore, but I also love to come back and be with the people that I love. So yes, totally true. You like to draw since you were a child? Yes. Since I was little, and I didn't have like the right age to paint with watercolors and paints and everything. My dad would buy me like paints, like acrylics, watercolors, and like canvas and stuff like that. I was really small, but I was already learning how to use a brush and painting on canvas and everything. That is very true. But I never thought of art as my future, and it ended up being it. Really enjoyed painting since I was a child and a teenager. I never stopped, so it was really nice, because now looking back I really know that this was the thing that I should be doing, which is awesome. My camera ran out of battery, sorry if the angle changed a little bit. Okay, other one that I have here, it's you're a very organized person. As I said before, I am and I'm not. Like in regarding of the studio and everything, I need to be organized, otherwise I just can't work with like a studio being a mess and stuff like that. But as I said before, at home and everything, I don't mind things to be out of place, like for one day just for me to rest or something like that. Things don't have to be neat all the time, and I've been learning that over the years so I can rest and yeah, enjoy life basically without having to worry about getting everything sorted around everywhere I am. I think I can be considered a very organized person. I mean, I have a very organized studio, like regarding the products and everything, so I think yes, that is true. You're a coffee person. Yes, I am. I absolutely love coffee, but I can't really drink it without being all nervous and super anxious and my heart beating out of my chest and trembling and everything. So it sucks. I really like coffee. I have to drink really low caffeine coffees, and I can only drink it in the morning with like milk or something like that, for that doesn't happen. Or I can drink like decaf at lunch, but that's about it. But I just love the taste and the smell, and everything about coffee is so good. But yeah, I can't really drink it without becoming a huge pile of trembling mess. So yeah, it's too bad. But I also really love tea. I drink tea every night, so I can't really drink coffee, but at least I like tea, so I have an option. And we are now coming to the last two. This one is, you've never had short hair, or maybe only once. When I was a child, my hair would normally be super short, like over here. Then once I started to grow up, like from 10 onwards, I don't know, I became very fond of my long hair, and I think I went to like hairdressers and I got very traumatized because I like my long hair, and I would ask them to cut like just a little bit, and I would always come home with like really short hair. And I think that's a major part of me being not afraid but not very fond of cutting my hair nowadays. Hairdressers never did what I asked them. I'm sorry if you are an hairdresser and if you are very kind to your customers and you do what they ask for, but my hairdressers never did what I asked for, and I think I became a little bit afraid of cutting my hair because of it. But when I came from India the first time, I was tired of my hair and it was always warm and sweaty and everything, and I cut my hair really short and I really like it. I'll insert a picture somewhere over here so you can see how short it was. It was like around here or something like that, and I really love it because my hair is super straight. Like I don't straighten my hair like at all, and it's super straight, so keeping up with short hair is super easy for me. But I need to be on the right mindset. I love to have my hair short back then, but right now I really like to have long hair, and I know someday I'll look up and like, I want to cut my hair today, and I'll just do it. But yeah, it wasn't like, I think it was mostly because I was traumatized, but I really like to have short hair, but it's really hard for me to cut it. So yeah, I think that's the biggest reason. And the last one is you have very little patience. If something isn't working, you get really angry quickly. This is so true. Like, I can be very patient with like certain subjects, like I don't know, waiting for stuff and like waiting for food or waiting in lines or something like that. But regarding things like slow internet and slow mail and I don't know, things getting out of my control, I'm not patient at all. And yeah, if something isn't working, like especially regarding technology, I'm not patient at all. And I get really angry really quickly. This is so true. I wish I wasn't like this, but it's something like, especially when you have something to do, something always breaks out or something turns off when it shouldn't or stops working or stuff like that, and it can really impact your day. And I think that's why I get angry so quickly, especially technology. But yeah, this is so me and so true. And I think you realize this from the studio vlogs, like every time something stops working or get out of my control, I get really angry and frustrated, and yeah. This is true. And yeah, I think these were all the assumptions and questions. They were a lot. I wasn't expecting to get so many. But yeah, this was a really fun video to record. You guys were really sweet with your assumptions, and I feel like you know me a little bit, and it's really nice because that way I know that I'm being myself on camera. And before starting on YouTube, I was really worried about that, especially because I'm speaking another language that it's not like my first language, and I always been afraid that I wasn't being myself on camera. But it makes me really happy that most of these assumptions are true and that you know me, even though you only see me like this and behind the camera and not personally and everything. So yeah, that made me really happy. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoy me answering your assumptions and your questions. Leave some like funny things about yourself in the comments so we get to know a little bit more about each other. I really want to know a little bit more about you guys, because from this video I realize you know already so much about me, so I would love to get to know you a little bit better as well. So yeah, leave some curiosities about yourself in the comments, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. So I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye! Bye! Like